Imagine you're about to give a big presentation. Your palms are sweaty, your heart is racing, and then a thought crosses your mind. I'm going to mess this up. Everyone will laugh at me. Suddenly, your anxiety spikes, your voice trembles, and the words you carefully prepared seem to vanish. Now picture the same moment, but instead, your inner voice says, I've practiced for this. I know my material. I can handle this. Instantly, you stand taller, while breathing deeper, and deliver with more confidence. This simple scenario shows the profound power of self-talk, the ongoing dialogue we have with ourselves, whether out loud or silently in our minds. Self-talk isn't just harmless chatter. It actively shapes the way we think, feel, and behave. It can either be our greatest motivator or our harshest critic. In this video, we will explore the nature of self-talk, its psychological, physical, and social impacts, and the practical ways we can harness it to improve our lives. Ultimately, the way we speak to ourselves has the power to determine not just how we see the world, but also how we navigate it. Self-talk can be broadly divided into two categories, positive and negative. Positive self-talk is encouraging, constructive, and solution-focused. Negative self-talk, on the other hand, is critical, discouraging, and often rooted in fear or insecurity. For example, consider a student who just failed a math test. A negative inner voice might say, I'm just stupid. I'll never understand this. I should give up. This type of thinking not only damages confidence, but also makes it harder to try again. By contrast, a positive inner voice might say, this was tough, but I can learn from my mistakes. I'll ask for help and do better next time. Notice that both voices respond to the same event, but the direction they push the student in is completely different. Our self-talk doesn't come out of nowhere. It is shaped by our upbringing, the environment we live in, past experiences, and the beliefs we carry about ourselves. Someone who grew up with constant encouragement may naturally lean toward positive self-talk, while someone who faced harsh criticism may struggle with a more negative inner dialogue. But here's the key. Self-talk is not fixed. Just as habits can be changed, the way we speak to ourselves can be reshaped over time. Recognizing that our inner dialogue can be trained is the first step toward unlocking its power. The words we say to ourselves directly affect our mental and emotional state. Positive self-talk tends to build confidence, reduce stress, and improve resilience, while negative self-talk often feeds anxiety, self-doubt, and even depression. Take the example of an athlete preparing for a crucial match. If their inner dialogue says, I've trained hard, I'm ready, and I can handle this pressure, they step into the game focused and energized. But if their mind is filled with, I'm not going to last, everyone's counting on me, and I'll probably fail, their nerves can overpower their skill, leading to mistakes that reinforce the very fear they were dreading. Psychologists have studied this phenomenon extensively. In fact, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, one of the most widely used forms of therapy, which centers on helping people recognize and challenge destructive self-talk. For instance, a person who constantly thinks, I'm worthless, is guided to reframe that thought into something more balanced, like, I made mistakes, but that doesn't define my worth. Over time, this shift in self-talk can dramatically improve mental well-being. Even in everyday situations, the impact is clear. A job seeker who tells themselves, I never get things right, may carry that hopeless energy into an interview, lowering their chances of success. But another candidate with the same qualifications who affirms, I bring value, I've prepared, and I can learn, is more likely to project confidence that attracts employers. In short, our minds believe what we tell them. When we feed them negativity, we strengthen self-doubt. When we nurture them with positivity, we build resilience and mental strength. Self-talk doesn't just stay in the mind. It directly influences the body and how we perform in different areas of life. Scientists often refer to this as the mind-body connection. For example, imagine two students preparing for the same final exam. The first tells herself, I'm going to fail. I never remember anything. And as she studies, her stress rises, her shoulders tense, her heartbeat races, and her brain releases stress hormones like cortisol, which can actually interfere with memory recall. On exam day, her anxiety peaks, and she struggles to focus. The second student, however, repeats, "I've studied well. I might not remember everything, but I know enough to do well." This calms her nervous system, keeps her breathing steady, and helps her recall information more effectively. Both studied, but their self-talk created very different outcomes. Athletes provide another powerful example. Many elite performers use affirmations and visualization techniques to enhance their game. A runner at the starting line who whispers, "Strong legs, steady pace. I can do this," primes their body for optimal performance. In contrast, a runner who affirms, "I'm not fast enough, I'll burn out," may sabotage themselves before the race even begins. Even in everyday life, self-talk affects performance. Consider someone learning to drive. If their inner voice says, "I'll never get the hang of this," their body tightens up, making mistakes more likely. But if they reassure themselves with, "I'm improving with each attempt," they stay calmer, drive smoother, and learn faster. The lesson is clear. Our words don't just shape our mindset, they also shape how our bodies respond and how effectively we perform under pressure. The way we talk to ourselves doesn't just affect us internally, it spills over into how we relate to others. Our self-talk influences the confidence we project, the energy we bring into interactions, and even the way we interpret other people's words. Take the example of someone walking into a party where they don't know anyone. If their inner voice says, "No one will want to talk to me. I'm awkward and boring," they are more likely to stand in the corner, avoid eye contact, and leave early. This reinforces their belief that they don't belong. But if their self-talk is, "I might feel nervous, but I'm friendly and open. I can start with small conversations," they are more likely to smile, introduce themselves, and leave the event having made connections. In relationships, self-talk also shapes how we handle conflict. Imagine a couple arguing. If one partner thinks, "I always mess things up, I'm the problem," they may withdraw or shut down, leaving issues unresolved. On the other hand, if they can tell themselves, "I made a mistake, but I can communicate and fix it," they are more likely to stay engaged and repair the bond. Even at work, the pattern holds. A professional with positive self-talk might walk into a meeting and confidently share ideas, while someone weighed down by negative self-talk might stay silent, fearing judgment. Over time, this difference can affect career growth, reputation, and even the level of respect received from colleagues. In short, our inner dialogue doesn't stay private. It shapes how we show up in the world. Positive self-talk builds trust, openness, and stronger connections, while negative self-talk can create distance, misunderstandings, and self-isolation. The good news is that self-talk is not fixed. It can be trained and improved with consistent effort. Just as athletes train their bodies, we can train our inner voice to become more supportive and empowering. The first step is simply noticing how we talk to ourselves. For example, if someone makes a small mistake at work and immediately thinks, "I'm such an idiot," they can pause and recognize that this is negative self-talk. Awareness turns automatic thoughts into choices. Once we notice a harmful thought, we can reframe it. Instead of saying, "I always fail," one might reframe it to, "This time didn't go as planned, but I can learn and try again." This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means shifting from criticism to constructive thinking. Affirmations are short, positive statements that reinforce healthy self-talk, such as, "I am capable," or "I'm learning every day." Gratitude journaling also works by training the brain to focus on what's going well rather than what's lacking. For instance, writing down 3 small wins at the end of the day helps nurture a kinder inner voice. When negative thoughts spiral, mindfulness techniques, such as deep breathing or meditation, can help calm the mind. Imagine someone before a big presentation. Instead of letting panic take over, they pause, breathe slowly, and tell themselves, "I can handle this moment." This simple reset often changes the outcome. Finally, the voices around us often shape the voice within us. Spending time with encouraging people, listening to uplifting content, or even following positive role models online can reinforce healthier self-talk. For example, a person training for a marathon might feel discouraged, but joining a supportive running group can inspire more self-belief. By combining awareness, reframing, affirmations, mindfulness, and positive influences, anyone can steadily transform their inner dialogue into a source of strength rather than sabotage. Our inner voice is one of the most powerful forces shaping our lives. As we've seen, self-talk influences not only our thoughts and emotions, but also our physical performance, relationships, and overall well-being. A single sentence spoken inside our minds, whether it's "I can handle this" or "I'll never succeed," can set the tone for how we act, how we feel, and how others respond to us. The encouraging news is that self-talk is not destiny. It is a habit we can change. By becoming aware of our inner dialogue, reframing negative thoughts, practicing affirmations, and surrounding ourselves with positive influences, we can turn self-talk into an ally instead of an enemy. Imagine how life would change if, instead of tearing ourselves down in moments of difficulty, we spoke to ourselves like a supportive friend. We would walk into challenges with more confidence, recover from failures more quickly, and nurture healthier connections with those around us. In the end, self-talk is not just background noise. It is the script that guides our lives. By mastering that script, we empower ourselves to live with greater confidence, resilience, and purpose. Or, to put it simply, the words you speak to yourself today become the life you live tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.